Welcome. We continue in this leadership transition course with the topic Idea Feedback Model. So the IDEA, Idea Feedback Model, is also another type of feedback model that you can use for improving the relationship within your team as a leader or also as a member of a team. This means identify or intent for the I, then the D is describe, the E is encourage or exchange, and the A is agree or action. And one thing you will notice here is that there is nothing about situation, because in the idea model, it talks about first identifying the specific behavior that requires feedback. But I would advise that if you use this approach, you also include the situation description like we saw with the SPI. So while identifying or describing the intent, you make sure that you also include the situation. Then you can describe the impact of the identified behavior and then encourage continuation of the new behavior or encourage the change in the old behavior to a new one. And then agree on an action plan. So basically, if you look at it from the perspective of I for intent, it means you want to be able to lead in that discussion with compassion, okay, and make sure that there's a reason you have, you're sharing this feedback with, which is why situation is important in this case. And of course, when you describe, you also describe the behavior and what the impact is. And in the case where there is exchange, the E, then you discuss, you listen and explore options, and then agree to act. So basically, if you compare this to the SBI model, you see that they're mainly more or less the same thing. There should be some situation, there should be some behavior identification that is described, the impact, and then there should be interaction or exchange of what you need to do. And in order to come to an agreement, listen to each other, have the right behavior, and then agree to act and follow it up as well. So basically, it follows the same how process we talked about earlier when we talked about feedback, where we talked about situation, behavior, impact, alternative behavior, and then the impact of that alternative behavior. And hopefully this helps you understand also how to use this other model. It's up to you as a leader to choose which one you prefer. So thank you for listening.